to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Chicago Bears and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, you look at this Rams team as they interplay. They come in off a loss last time out, but they've been playing better than 500 ball the last couple months. 5 wins in their last 8 games. Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
Let's go! What?
First down. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
Woo! You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Come on, let's go!
Fake. Looking here for Smith downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Let's go! What? 90! What? 90!
Operation from the middle. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Okay, we got 4. We got 4.
On the offensive
let's
side
go,
of the
fellas.
ball.
We got 4 down. Let's go.
Last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production. There's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Double tight. Watch you now, Barney.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Win the rep. Let's go right here.
And now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues
No,
to play him
check.
here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
They'll get 4
got
on
him.
2nd down.
You got him.
9 to go. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Over! Detroit! 53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. Watch you now, Barney.
Third down. Goodman.
Check it out, Reed.
And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed
All
to
right,
make
now,
a play,
lucky 56.
Yeah, exactly
Lucky 56.
Right. 3rd down, you got to try
All right, now,
and
lucky
find something.
56.
There's
Lucky
nothing available
56.
there for him.
It's caught. Jones. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on fourth down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on fourth down here early in the game.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
On first and 10. Goodman. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here.
Watch him now, Barney,
Long
Barney.
way to go, but you're right. That's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I
All right,
think this
now,
is
lucky
where the play
56,
caller is
lucky
looking at his
56.
play sheet and saying, have that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Over the middle, complete. It's
that's
Walton.
it, baby.
And
That's
he's going to
it.
get this
That's
one down
it.
to the
Big
edge of
hit.
the red zone. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
Slam, slam, slam. No. Check. Patriot. Patriot. Gun, gun. Gun, gun. Hot.
Inside the red zone here. They're looking to throw. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Tight end right. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Hot.
Back to throw. Goodman.
Watch a slap.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Even.
From the gun, Goodman. Open man is Westbrook, complete.
Yeah, baby.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
His passing's been on point on this drive, hasn't it? Been very accurate, gotten the ball downfield, gained nice chunks of yardage. But now, in this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, that has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
All right, now, lucky
Now they just wanna
56.
see if they can
Lucky
cap it
56.
off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Three down.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was a terrific play. We're down here
Watch
near
it
the
now,
goal
Barney,
line,
Barney.
and only one word comes to mind for me, and that's overwhelmed, because they absolutely overwhelmed the offensive line.
Get it up the middle. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
They've been stuffed twice here for losses. Now it's third and
Gun!
goal.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike.
Look at the throw.
Let's go, Pete.
This is
Gonna be a long day,
and he'll be
offense.
brought down
It's
right
gonna
on the
be a
edge of
long
the goal
day.
line at about the 1-yard line. They
He's
do
mine, he's
get
mine, he's
8
mine.
out of the pitch and catch. However, it's
Three down.
fourth down.
Three down.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. 4th and goal. Goodman. And it's complete. In the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Dallas Goedert, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are going to take a first-quarter lead. Big 4th down conversion for the score, and the defense, that is a tough finish.
For them. How about them just deciding to go for it on 4th down? And, okay, forget the field goal, because that looked like an easy 3 points. Yeah, you might have a defensive breakdown in there, but they pressed the issue and found a way to get it into the end zone. Give them big credit for that.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage.
Here we
if you
go.
do that, you win the second down. And guess what? They start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more
Here
downs
we
to
go.
play with.
White, 90. White.
Throwing again. Incomplete.
Crash.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Stop right there. Come on, let's go. White, 90. White.
Campbell to throw on 3rd down. And now another one thrown incomplete.
And the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities.
Yeah,
but that's the last thing this team is about. The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter, they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right?
All right, now,
Because
lucky 56. Lucky 56.
a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs. So they got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind him. He's got a man. Complete.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So that one will be accepted.
Leopard. Watch tight end. Tight right. Hey. Leopard. Four down. Gun.
To throw on 2nd down. Goodman. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch.
All right, now, lucky
But in this
56.
situation,
Lucky
the
56.
defense was effective, able to stop him.
All right, now, lucky
Lucky
56. Lucky 56.
Watch 57.
And almost picked off.
That's it,
I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're one to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Hey. 4 down.
time for that.
They're going to try and throw. Looking left side, and he's got him in.
We got three.
That's
Three
Garner.
down. Three down.
And he's
Hey,
got
fellas,
the
we got
first
three.
down
Let's go.
yardage before he's brought down. Back live now to begin the second quarter with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's the Rams with a football to get us going, and they've got it here with a first down.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on an island.
Gun, gun! Gun, gun!
Motion man.
Looking to throw. Goodman.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right.
Looking long for Westbrook. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down,
Yeah,
but not before
baby.
getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But
Watch
he's
it
doing
now,
enough
Barney,
curls
Barney!
and crossing routes and underneath routes. I know from experience, they
Check,
get
check,
tired
check.
of watching those
Motion out
balls
of the
get
backfield.
caught.
Motion
They
out
start
of
to
the
creep up a
backfield.
little bit. And that's when you can hit it big over the top.
Back to throw. Goodman dancing to his left. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown,
Okay, baby, I see you.
Rams. As his guys are in for 6. And the Rams add on to their lead.
That play was blocked so well, it almost felt like a 7-on-7 session with no rush at all. Quarterback was able to stay in the pocket, scan the field, go through his progressions, and find the other receiver for a touchdown.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Onto the field now come the Bears. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly
Tight end
does, and
right.
a lot of
Watch
teams
tight.
script
Tight end right.
plays. We know that, right? They
Come
have
on,
a
let's
script
go!
to start the
Red
ball game.
38!
Typically, those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. 2 touchdowns early. Probably not very deep into their
Right
script.
there.
I think that they'll stay
All
with
day,
it. I
baby.
don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness,
Here we
their
go!
speed, and their
Red
route running
38!
savvy.
There they go, the running back. And he will
Easy
lose
work.
yardage
It's
here to
easy
the
work, and it's coming
31-yard
again.
line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative,
Watch
but
that
you
in.
know me because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right,
Four
and make
down,
all the
four
calls
down.
Here we
and
go!
then think I'm going to
Red
be correct.
38!
Because otherwise, this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
yeah!
And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Nothing open downfield. Needs to get that one out in a hurry. Big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw. Tried to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
A nice job on the return there. 16 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And the Rams now coming out on the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling,
Gun,
they're locked
gun!
in really well.
Gun, gun!
Mike 57. Mike 57.
First down. Goodman. It's
3 on 3.
incomplete.
Motion, motion,
Took a
motion.
shot, couldn't connect.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now
Leopard!
they'll come up on
Leopard!
2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Detroit! Detroit!
Motion, 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 motion. Hey, check motion man.
2nd down. Goodman. Flush to his right. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention. Because
Watch it now,
you're in scramble
Barney!
drill. So everyone's adjusting their
Detroit!
routes, finding open space.
Looking to throw. Goodman. And that is incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get
All right,
one,
now, lucky
defensive
56,
teams think
lucky
they come in
56.
bunches.
Let's heat it up. I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Give me that ball.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
Out, out,
Throw
out.
incomplete. That's Walton. And he slips up past the 45 before
Yeah,
being
baby.
tackled.
Yeah.
That one good for 17 yards
Leopard.
on fourth.
Leopard.
Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there.
Watch
First
tight end,
down.
tight end's right. Tight
And
end's
boy,
right.
they had high praise for this rookie receiver
got three,
when we
three
asked
down,
the
three down.
coaches
All
about
right,
him.
now,
didn't
lucky
they?
56,
Certainly did,
lucky
and obviously
56.
they brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that.
Man, I got
But how
you.
about
Man,
what
I
they
got
really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it,
I know you
and
feel
decides when
that.
it's in the air, it's his and only his.
All right, now, lucky
15 more
56,
there, and
lucky
they're on a roll.
56.
It's another first down.
All right. We got three, fellas. We got three.
Gun, 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 gun.
Throwing on first down. Goodman. And a short one here, complete to his tight end. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move.
All right,
That's a
now, lucky
staple in this
56,
offense.
lucky
Drag out to the
56.
tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to bring back much more yardage off the pass, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
And a short one
day,
here,
every
complete
day,
to the tight
any day.
end. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24.
Baby.
Third catch of this first half. For him,
All right,
and
now,
this one
lucky
is a first
56,
down.
lucky 56.
That was a route run not just with dexterity,
53's the
but
mark.
with
53,
intelligence.
check 53.
Found the open zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make a
Easy.
sure catch and put his down
Give me.
marker back to one.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Oh, boy, I know
One
you
of the great
felt that
coaches
one.
said football's
I
really
know
simple
you
game.
felt that one.
Rush theirs, protect yours. And he's talking about those guys throwing the football. In this situation, the rush one,
Detroit!
getting the quarterback
Detroit!
and forcing him into an incompletion.
From the 24, they'll go again on second and 10.
57.
Gun, 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 gun.
Crunch time, defense.
Goodman. And oh, it's complete. What a catch at the 7. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
No.
gain on the play
Me.
that time, and it sets up second and goal.
That's it, baby.
Well, it's been
That's
the air
it.
game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys
All
to
right,
get
now,
into
lucky
the end zone.
56,
Couldn't do
lucky
it there.
56.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block a lot on this drive.
Over,
Will they be able to
over,
revert and
over.
fire out and create some space in the
He's going to get running right. And he is going to lose yardage here.
Undercrush.
It's a loss of 2, now third down.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo!
This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown.
Tight end.
2 minutes to go.
Four down.
In the first half. We're back to the City of Angels after this timeout. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan
99's
Coachman,
coming, 99's
standing by
coming.
in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from
Gun,
games
gun!
in progress,
Gun, gun!
as well as scores from earlier today.
The
Check
coach.
Back to throw. evening. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So now the Rams send out the field goal team here. And his kick here is good. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He
Let's
has
go.
to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know what else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Well, with the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for
go
that
forward.
game-changing
Come on, let's
play. Coming the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old school defense right now. The new school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for first down. Looking to throw. Campbell. And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Here they come.
Now you got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Here comes the blitz. Come on now.
Here's Campbell to throw on second down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, a 22.
Blitz.
To throw is Campbell, throwing on first down. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Riley. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. And we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1.
Here we go. Red 38.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Yo trip is here, baby. Yo trip.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
Single.
Come on, let's go. Red 38. Red 38.
And he's got it. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 15. Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. We'll try again on second and goal.
Ohio!
To the 12.
13, watch 13.
Come on, let's go. What? 90.
Down Campbell. Off play action.
Watch out.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Illegal touching. Offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed.
Ohio!
Gotta go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Tight right.
Let's go. Red 38. Red 38.
Campbell gonna throw on third and goal. And it's caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So we come upon halftime here in Southern California with the Rams on top. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. The NFL season going to be about 2/3 complete after this weekend. So lots to get to as we check out what's going on.
And abbreviated halftime as the second half gets started. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. So now here are the Rams as their offense comes back out. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on,
now, lucky
you
56,
can take the
lucky
spirit
56.
away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down.
That's how we do, D.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Detroit!
Only a yard. It's 2nd and 11.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Gun!
I got you, baby. I got you.
Operating from the gun. Goodman. He'll rifle this one deep right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. They give them a gain of 37.
That part, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end.
Detroit!
How about the way they took field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
On 1st and 10. Goodman. Off to Elliott.
You ain't going nowhere.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. Call it a 3-yard gain,
yeah!
and that'll make this a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Looking to throw. Goodman.
Hey!
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, that kind of makes it better. First down to Elliott. Looking to find a lane, but he can't land in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Check.
No. Check. Patriot.
Three's Mike. You must. Check Navy.
Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3 down.
And he gets the first down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up the 1st and
lucky
goal.
56.
They're trying to show that they can
56.
run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Defense run for it, 1st and goal. He gets this down to the 3, but no further. Brought the great move out of the bag, but couldn't do a ton with it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they gotta feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse,
No.
that would help open
Check.
up this offense and widen this
Patriot.
margin too.
Check 49. Check nickel.
This has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, this is the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments, run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
3 down, 3 down.
Goodman, and my goodness, this is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Bears will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
Hey, we are. Let's go. Red 38.
He's got it up to the 15. Showed off some fancy footwork there on the play. Tackled by Jordan Willis.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Tight end left.
Hey, here we go. Red 38.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Don't be mad. It's more coming.
We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up
Let's
with the
go.
defender
What?
and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line.
Outside's
He's
coming.
the NFL
Outside's
sack leader
coming.
coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from the sack category.
All day.
He's taken inside his own 40. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Rams are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He has been consistent, hasn't he? He played well in the first quarter, good second quarter, and now continuing that here in the 3rd.
And that's the word that they're always seeking from the guy taking the snaps, is consistency. Taking care of the ball, making sure it gets to the right people, no errors, right? Not turning it over, just doing all the right things. That's leadership, and it inspires confidence in a team.
Yeah, been a good leadership and a good distributor.
Yeah.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Good work. Left side, it's complete.
Yeah, baby.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards is just in the thousands. He's achieved that in his performance.
Okay,
able to push his way forward here for a good little
Let's go,
gain.
fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
3rd quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Coming.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3.
That's what I'm talking
It's
about.
a good
Nice
gain
hit,
of
boy.
11, sets him up 1st and goal.
He does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually
And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown.
Touchdown!
Ezekiel Elliott,
Touchdown,
his
baby!
17th touchdown now on the season. And the Rams add on to their lead. Sometimes a group of this over the offensive line right there, they really helped with that score.
Didn't they tell us in our meeting that when we score touchdowns running the ball, that means the offensive line actually scored first by moving people back beyond the end zone? We saw evidence of that on that play.
Back now in Los Angeles. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit, he's on base, they always jack it out to him to keep him warm. A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but
Red
this is for future games. And they get a chance to win.
I'm coming
They
after
try to
you.
throw on
I'm coming
second
after you.
down, but this one is incomplete. Another
Crash,
wayward
crash,
pass.
crash.
You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
The Bears on third down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far.
Let's go.
This will be
White,
3rd
90.
and 5.
White, 90.
To throw is Campbell. Operating from the gun. And that's caught by
They're
Smith.
coming. They're coming.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
Has a pretty good throw on
Let's
the
go.
third route there.
Red
3rd
38.
down, and they pick
Red
up a first.
38.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes. Because when they really sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively.
Ohio!
Willing to give
Ohio!
them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle
Here
them
we
after
go.
the catch,
White,
inbounds, keep your clock running, just go ahead and lead the game out there.
Throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And
That's
he
it,
is
baby.
tackled
That's
inside
it.
the 40,
That's it.
not quite
Big
to the
hit.
35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook,
Coming up
but
the
oh
edge.
so
Watch him up the
effective.
edge.
Come on,
Nice
let's go.
completion there.
Red
Keeps the
38.
sticks moving.
Campbell now. 1st down. Over the middle to Smith. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. 12 yards on back-to-back plays there, and that's another 1st down.
Ohio!
This quarterback
Ohio!
now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7.
Let's go.
It's
White,
1st and 10.
90. White, 90.
From the gun, Campbell. Man complete over the middle. That's Smith.
Hey.
And
We
he'll
got
take
four.
it
We
down
got
here
four
just
down.
shy of
Four
the
down.
15 at the 16-yard line. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very
Let's
manageable
go.
2nd
Red
and
38.
1.
Red 38.
Here with the tailback. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are,
Flex
they've
round,
got to pay
flex
it off with
round.
some points.
Watch that end. Kim.
Come on, let's go. Red 38.
On 1st down. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. There to stop him on the defensive side, Lorenzo Carter.
3 down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play.
Flex
Stopped
round,
after a very
flex
short
round.
gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because
Come on,
otherwise,
let's go.
pass rush
White,
is just tee
90.
off on your quarterback.
White,
Makes it very,
90.
very difficult.
And he stopped immediately there.
Right.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up
Yeah,
a 3rd
baby.
down.
Boom.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units
Ohio!
against the run in
Ohio!
the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them,
Here
or
we
do you
go.
decide to throw the
White,
ball
90.
here?
White, 90.
Now Campbell on third down. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there
Ohio!
on third down.
Ohio!
The field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth.
Here we go! White, 90!
They're going
Here
for
I
it to
come
keep the
again.
drive
Here I
alive.
come again. Here I come again.
And they'll be down just outside of the end zone at
That's
the
it,
1-yard
baby.
line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt
Hey,
about
hey,
it.
With Elliott. And he will forge his way forward only up to the 2-yard line.
Run.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to
Gun,
stop them on
gun,
defense,
gun,
not give up
gun.
the yardage. Use your time.
All right, now, lucky
in order to
56,
get the ball
lucky
back and
56.
try and score yourself. But
Detroit,
now is the time
Detroit.
to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it's also stop the clock for 2 minutes. Looking to throw it. He will find his big tight end over the middle. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. He got 29 yards that time. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky
He's achieving that
56.
so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with.
Detroit,
all right? Because
Detroit.
anyone who can make that type of before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Detroit, Detroit. All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
Check 50.
Watch you now, Barney, Barney.
I got you.
The throw on second down.
Alert three.
He's going to rifle one deep left side, and that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And give him a gain of 37.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Gun,
With a lead to throw
gun,
here in the
gun.
fourth, and boom, he's
Gun,
on the money.
gun.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck
Gun,
your head
gun.
in and go like turtle at
Three
this
down,
point.
three
You
down.
just go ahead and
Hey,
play.
check. 3 down.
Detroit, 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 Detroit.
Hey, we got Mike, number 4.
Over.
Come get some. Come get some.
Caught right around the 6. And he gets it all
He's
the
coming,
way
he's
down
coming. We got
inside
double up,
the 10
double up.
and mark him at the 5. And a nice gain of
Blitz,
21
they're coming.
yards. He's played a great game. It continues
baby,
right there,
boom.
even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's
Mike,
no
53.
doubt who the leader of this team is. There's no doubt that they will slide all the way to the finish. Because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down.
Leopard.
Instead,
I
they're
got him,
letting
I
him
got him.
throw it because they feel
No,
not confident
check.
in what he's getting
Patriot,
done.
Patriot.
And he will get into the end zone.
there.
It's
All
another
day, baby.
touchdown. This thing is ugly.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, singing this situation when the game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is
But
one of our
she's
guys.
singing, too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
Yeah,
at
she's
least
on like the 5th tune at
yeah,
this point.
she left Scales way behind, but he's just saying something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Flex
And the
round,
interception
flex
thrown
round.
in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
Let's go.
I just have
White,
to think the
90.
last thing he said as they
White,
went back
90.
out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but He also told him, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Here we go.
Hey, you're my
Red
partner.
38.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. They bring this with a pick. They're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Gun!
53 is the mic.
Now it looks like he's caught here.
Dash, go
He
now.
left side, and it's complete. And he'll have it past
Easy work.
midfield
It's
almost
easy
to
work,
the
and it's
40
coming again.
before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
They just had another big completion there, and I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way
All right, now,
nowadays.
lucky 56. Lucky
And you can say on
56.
the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it.
Stop, man. I think a lot of the time they just look at it like, let's just play the game, and however it turns out, it turns out.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. First quarter, Charles,
Watch
you
it now,
really
Barney,
emphasized
Barney.
the importance of
All right,
winning
now,
the
lucky
turnover
56,
battle as a
lucky
visiting
56.
team, as an underdog.
Detroit,
They haven't forced a
Detroit.
single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to
Back to throw down, 2nd and 10. And the hit jarred it loose.
Yeah, baby.
It's
Yeah.
incomplete.
the beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands. Guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field. Make a play on the
Here they come.
Leopard.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
They can't stop me out here.
Back 99 Philly. Here we go.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
Detroit. Gun.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw.
Got nothing. Take
He's got a man
motion.
wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15.
I know you feel that.
Too shy of the 10. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play fake here on 1st down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Operating from the gun. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
The Rams on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the gun. Goodman.
Got four down.
Throw left side complete. That's Hale. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal.
Odd.
He's been busy. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to the totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to until it's over? because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the
Hey,
balloon.
that's the way to
They were
finish.
fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here's the defense for Los Angeles as they head out to set up shop. Really, the only thing left here to figure out is whether or not they can finish off the shutout, because the game, that's out of the question.
And unlike
let's
baseball,
go.
where you never mention the possibility of a no-hitter until it actually occurs, in this case, they can see a shutout is within grasp. That's what they're...
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Adrian Amos with a pick.
Let's go.
And a
Interception
big
all
turnover
day,
there as
baby.
his guys will get the football back.
Oh, to the house! To the house!
Facing this fourth quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Walton.
Baby!
And
Get
they're
him,
going to
boy!
get this beyond
Get him,
the
boy!
40 before he's taken down. For the storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0, Silch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out that game. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them? And a little bit of 0 in the time column, too.
So for the Rams, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, for the Bears, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Seattle Seahawks. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.